Hello dear students. In our last class we have discussed about management accounting, functions of management accounting, objectives of management accounting, advantages and disadvantages of management accounting, and differences between management accounting and cost accounting, management accounting and financial accounting. And in this class we will discuss about installation of management accounting system, tools and techniques of management accounting, and role of a management accountant. See how to install the management accounting system in our organization. We have to follow certain steps for installation of management accounting system in our organization. What are those steps? See. So the first step in installation of management accounting system is preparation of organizational manual. An organizational manual should be prepared and adopted. Such a manual defines the scope of authority and responsibility of each department in the organization. The overlapping of this reduces the overlapping of the function, powers and responsibility. ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುವಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾನುವಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ರಿಲೇಶನ್ಶಿಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇವೆ. ಸ್ಕೋಪ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್, ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಈಚ್ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಓವರ್ಲ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನ ಪುನಃ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪವರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸಿಬಿಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುವಂತಹ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರಿಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಮತ್ತು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯಗಳ ಒಂದು ಪಟ್ಟಿಯನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. Then next one is a acquisition of human resources. That is a recruitment, selection and training of the employees required for a management accounting. The requisite staff should be recruited and proper training should be given. This will help in realizing the objectives and implementing the techniques. The next one is classification and codification of accounts. The proper classification and codification of financial and cost accounts to be fair to facilitate the collection and analysis of data. Management account ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಫಿನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ದಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಆ ಡೇಟಾವನ್ನ ಅನಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೋಡಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಇಸ್ ನೆಸೆಸರಿ ಇನ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್. Then next one is a integration of financial accounting and cost accounting. Here the integration means to integrate the information of financial and cost accounting is necessary for the to provide information or to provide the information to management accountant to analyze the information. So there must be a integration between these two accounting is necessary. Then next one is a setting up of a budgetary control system. Budgetary control system should be introduced to various departments. This helps to measure the performance and compare the actual performance with the budgetary performance and to take the necessary action for minimizing the variation. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ ಬಜೆಟರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಬಜೆಟರಿ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ, ಬಜೆಟರಿ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಪರ್ಫಾರ್ಮೆನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೇಜರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಬಜೆಟ್ ಜೊತೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನಿ ವೇರಿಯೇಷನ್ ದೆನ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ we can take the corrective action to minimize that variations. The next one is introducing standard costing techniques. The technique of standard costing is introduced for setting up standards, afterwards recording actual performance and compare with these standards, finding out the reasons for variance and taking the corrective measures in time. Standard agi, for example, for a particular activity, what is the standard cost to be incurred must be set well in advance, and after the completion of that activity we have to see what is the cost incurred to complete that activity, and if there is a excess cost incurred for completing that activity, what are the measures to be taken to eliminate that excess cost of excess cost incurred for that particular activity. Then setting up of operational research techniques. A suitable operational research technique should be introduced to face new challenges, because the modern day business is operating under changing conditions. So, changing economic, political, and social environment. Every day is a new challenge. Therefore, it is necessary to set up a operational research techniques. ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಜೇಷನ್ ಆಪರೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈ ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಟಿವ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ರಿಸರ್ಚನ್ನು ನಾವು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು. ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ವಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು change according to the changes that are taking place in the environment. The next one is a suitable forms and returns. Suitable forms and returns should be designed, prepared and made available. ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಗನೈಜೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇರುವಂತ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್, ಕೆಲವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. These are all the steps involved in installation of management accounting system. The next, tools and techniques of management accounting. Tools and techniques of management accounting. Management accounting will use various tools and techniques to provide the necessary information to the management for its decision making and performing its duties effectively and efficiently. The first tool we can see that financial planning. As you know, finance is a lifeblood of every organization, and finance is there is nothing in the business organization without finance. So financial planning is nothing but planning in advance the financial objectives, policies and procedures. An organization can achieve long-term and short-term financial objectives by employing financial planning. In other words, we can say that financial planning means determination of cash requirements of a business organization in order to achieve its objectives. Cash requirements depends upon the projects the enterprise is going to undertake. A cash budget is prepared and which will show the expected cash inflows and cash outflows. Thus, financial planning helps the management for efficient utilization of available resources and meeting the obligations by balancing the flow of funds. Dear students, finance is a very important. So financial planning means thinking in advance or planning in advance about the financial requirements of a business organization, like how much fund is required for our business organization and from where to collect that fund, etc. And accordingly the finance must be raised from other. Then next one is analysis of financial statement. Analysis means classifying the financial data, and such a classified data is helpful to the management for decision making. The analysis gives the meaning and importance of financial statements. Various techniques have been used to analyze the financial statements, which you will study in your subsequent or successive chapters. That is comparative financial statements, common size statements, ratio analysis, trend analysis, fund flow statement, cash flow statements, etc. Then next one is a budgetary control. It is an important technique used in management accounting for planning and control of various activities of the business. The budgets of all the major activities of the business are prepared well in advance, and such budgets are prepared on the basis of historical and future possibilities. Then the actual performance is recorded and compared with the predetermined targets. Afterwards, find out the deviations for future planning and coordinating and controlling. Thus, budget helps to form an idea about the maximum possible profits that may be expected from capital investment. Then next one is a historical cost accounting. In cost accounting, all information regarding the costs and expenses are collected in actual figures. This is called a historical cost or original amount, and no change is made in changing level of situations, changing price level situations. The historical cost helps to make companies between the standard cost and actual cost. In the comparison, historical costs are converted in their present market price. Historical cost andre cost already incurred on a particular event. Then next one is the standard costing. Standard cost is used to control the activities of the business. In a standard costing, costs are determined in advance, predetermined. Predetermination of cost will take place in standard costing. After that, the determination of standard cost is based on systematic analysis of prevalent conditions. ಇರುವಂತಹ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಟರ್ಮೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ಡ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್. ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೇಡ್. ವೇರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಅಸರ್ಟೈನ್ಡ್. ಮೊದಲೇ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲೇ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆಕ್ಚುಯಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಎರಡನ್ನು ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಇಸ್ ಇನ್ಕ್ರೀಸ್ ಇನ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, they will locate, they will define or they will analyze what are the reasons for increasing that cost. Shortcomings are rectified and how to overcome that cost they will also see, and they will take necessary measures to reduce that cost, which will increase the efficiency of the concern. Then next one is a marginal costing. Marginal cost is nothing but a cost incurred to produce one more unit of product. ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟಿನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬರುವಂತ ಖರ್ಚಿಗೆ ನಾವೇನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, whatever may be the production, the fixed cost remains fixed. Only variable cost varies on the basis of units of production. So here marginal costing, it is a technique that considers only variable cost in additional output. ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ನಾವು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ನಮಗೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಖರ್ಚು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತಗೋತೀವಿ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಡ್ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಸೇಲ್ಸ್ at its manufacturing variables. Marginal cost of production is ascertained and break-even analysis is also made for how much of production or how much of sales there is a no profit and no loss point. That is called as a break-even point. Break-even analysis ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಿ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ helps to maximize the profitability of the organization, profitability of different lines of production, different departments. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾರ್ಜಿನಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ಯಾಲ್ಕುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಇವನ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Then next one is a fund flow analysis. You will study in detail about fund flow statement in your fourth unit. Just see here the meaning of fund flow analysis. What will happen in fund flow analysis? In fund flow analysis, it will identify the causes of changes in financial position of a business enterprise between two balance sheet dates. The fund flow statement shows the different sources of cash, fund inflows and fund outflows. It means it tells where from the funds are coming into the business organization and how the funds are going out of the business organization. Therefore, the fund flow statement helps the management in efficient planning and control of funds. That is, it will take into account a change in a working capital position of the organization, various funds which are coming into the business and how they are going out of business organization. Then next one is a accounting ratio analysis. Ratio means it represents a relationship between two units. In management accounting, various ratios are calculated from the information available from financial accounts and cost accounts. The ratio discloses the financial and ensures a capacity of the organization to pay up its liabilities and interest. There are so many ratios. You will study the ratio analysis in your third chapter. There are profitability ratios, which shows how profit how profit is there in the organization, gross profit ratio, net profit ratio, etc. Also we will calculate a solvency ratios, which will shows how solvent is your organization, turnover ratios, how turnover is there in your organization, etc. Then next one is a statistical analysis and graphical techniques. Statistical methods help to analyze the accounting data. Various techniques, methods such as time series analysis, index number analysis, correlation, regression, statistical quality control, etc. are used. The next one is a decision accounting. That is a decision making. Decision making is nothing but selecting a best course of action from available alternatives. So decision making involves a choice from various alternatives. Management accounting calculate financial implication of each alternative course of action, and this helps the management to select the best course of action. Then next one is a revaluation, that is replacement accounting. During the period of rising prices, value of capital affected. To overcome these problems, preservation of capital is essential for a replacement of the fixed asset. Fixed asset ಅನ್ನ replacement ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. For example, if we are purchased one asset costing rupees 10 lakh today, and that asset will have a life of 5 years. After 5 years, if we are going to again purchase the same machine, that machine may cost more than 5 lakh rupees. So we have to, what we will do, we will provide a depreciation to replace that asset. But here in replacement accounting or revaluation accounting, we have to take into account we need more amount than now. We have to plan in advance for purchasing a asset at a higher rate in future. Then next one is communicating or reporting. Decision making frequently requires information on various aspects of a business. Management accountant has to communicate right information to the right management at the right time in a right manner and to the relevant person. This helps the management to carry out the various functions of planning, controlling and decision making effectively. These are the various tools and techniques used by management accountant. Then next we will see the reasons for resistance to change. That is, if a organization wishes to install management accounting system in their organization, normally or usually what happens, the employees of the organization will oppose that action. That is, they don't want to install a management accounting system in their organization. What are the reasons why they resistance to change, why they don't want to install a management accounting system or any system, any new system. If management is inducing or management is trying to introduce any new system in the organization, usually the employees not will not ready to accept the changes. So what are the reasons for resistance to change? See, lack of awareness among the employees. The employees don't know the new system which management is installing. Then next one is the lack of cooperation. There may be lack of cooperation among the all the employees. Then employees feeling that increases the work burden. Employees feels that if management installs management accounting system, it will increase their work burden. Then hostile attitude of the employees. Why we should change? Hostile attitude of the employees will also the reason for resistance to change. Then it makes employees directly accountable or responsible. As I have told you, in management accounting, responsibility is fixed to every individual. So it makes the employees directly accountable. That's why they will resist the change. Then next is measures to overcome resistance to change. What are the measures to be taken by the management to to overcome the resistance, that is the resistance to change, that is by the employees? First one is the staff training. Management should provide a proper staff training about the pros and cons of system and to feel them free to know more about that system. The next one is a proper supervision. In order to work smoothly and effectively, it is necessary to have a continuous supervision or monitoring. For this purpose, feedback should be collected. Feedback ಅನ್ನು collect ಮಾಡಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ ಆಗಿ ಸೂಪರ್ವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅನ್ನು. ದೆನ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ done. Means awareness can be created among the employees through workshops, classroom lectures, meetings, seminars, group discussions, etc. What are the implications of implementing that, installing that management accounting system? Then seek cooperation from departmental heads. Each and every the management must get or seek a cooperation from each and every department heads. Then developing sense of belongingness to the concern. It is a prime duty of a management to develop the sense of belonging to the business concern in each and every employees. Then secure commitment from the top management. Introduction of Management accounting will require cooperation from departmental managers. For this purpose, top management should be convinced of the benefits and utility of management accounting. Management account ಅನ್ನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ನ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ಸಹಕಾರ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಟಾಪ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ದವರು ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಯುಟಿಲಿಟೀಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಇಂಡ್ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್, taking the existing staff into confidence by convincing about the changes in the nature of job, increased prospects of advancement, career challenges and other benefits of the management accounting. Management accounting ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಏನೇನು ಚೇಂಜಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಸ್ಟಾಫಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕೂಡ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ರೆಸಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಟು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಅನ್ನ ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. Then next one is a role of management accountant. See, we can see the role of management accountant with the help of following points. First one is the stewardship accounting. Management accountant designs the framework of cost and financial accounts and prepares reports for routine financial and operational decision making. The next one is a short-term and long-term planning. Management accountant plays an important role in forecasting future business and economic events for making future plans, that is long-term plans. Strategic management accounting, formulating corporate strategy, market study, etc. And also management accountant will play an important role in helping a short-term planning of a management. The next one is a developing management information system. The routine reports as well as the reports for long-term decision making are forwarded to the managerial personnel at all levels to take corrective action at the right time. The management accountant also uses these reports for taking important decisions. Management information system alli management davaru routine ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ಲಾಂಗ್ ಟರ್ಮ್ ಆಕೇಜ್ನಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಇವೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗೆ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ವಿಚ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡೆಡ್ ಟು ದಿ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜರ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಫುಲ್ ದೆಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ರೈಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ and helps in their decision making process. Then next one is a maintaining optimal capital structure. Capital structure is nothing but a combination of various sources of finance to minimize the cost of capital and maximize the return to the shareholders. So here our management accountant will help for maintaining optimum capital structure, which is a best capital structure, combination of various sources of capital which will provide a maximum return and which will incur a minimum cost. Here see students, in a capital structure it is we can raise a capital through ownership securities and creditorship securities. Ownership security is equity capital is a costly capital and debt capital is a cheapest capital to raise. But what will happen if we raise the debt capital? Debt capital is known as a risky capital because we have to pay interest regularly. We have to pay interest regularly. That is means yearly we have to pay the interest to the debt securities whether we have made profit or not. So it is a risky capital, but compared to equity capital it is a cheap capital. So by seeing these riskiness and cost of capital, the management accountant will advise the management regarding which capital is a optimum capital structure by introducing or by by raising the capital from a particular source, which will increase the profitability of the organization, that is a return to the shareholders, and decreases the cost of capital. So in this way the management accountant will help to maintain a optimum capital structure. The next one is a participating in management process. The management accountant occupies a pivotal position in the organization, very important position in the organization. He performs a staff function and also has a line authority over the accountant and other employees in his office. He educates executive on the need for control of the control information and on the way of using it. He shifts relevant information from irrelevant and reports the same in a clear form to the management and sometimes to interested external parties. The next one is a control. The management accountant analyzes accounts and prepares reports, that is example standard costs, budgets, variance analysis, interpretation, cash and fund flow analysis, management of liquidity, performance evaluation and responsibility accounting, etc. for control. Management accountant ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ಗೆ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. Then last one is the decision making. Management accountant provides necessary information to the management in taking short-term decisions, that is optimum product mix, make or buy option, lease or buy, pricing of the product, discontinuing a product, etc. and long-term decision, example capital budgeting, investment appraisal, project finance, etc. These are all with the help of these points we can see the role of management accountant is very much essential in an organization. The next reference for this study is the Dr. G.B. Baligar, Principles of Management Accounting, Ashok Prakash and Hubli, which is as per your syllabus. The next Management Accounting by S.P. Gupta and K.L. Gupta, Cost and Management Accounting by Ravi M. Kishore, Taxman Publication. I am Pandey, Management Accounting, Vikas Publishing House Private Limited, New Delhi. Thank you. Thank you for watching.